Welcome to The Retired Banker. I am James, the Retired Banker. Let's ask the question and answer the question, who got a lot richer during the pandemic? Now, the Wall Street Journal has this article out today. Very interesting and very insightful. But we're going to concentrate on the positive. It goes, who got a lot richer, who didn't during the pandemic, and it breaks it down by race. Now, I don't want to look at race. I want to look at the asset class. I want to look at what made people richer during the pandemic, because it doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or a combination of all those like yours truly. Well, I'm not all of those, but I'm two of those four. The asset class and what people did to get richer during the pandemic and after can be applied by everyone. That's what we want to look at. The pandemic made Americans richer across every racial, ethnic, and income group, though not equally. This is an example, if you will, of a rising tide lifts all boats. So when things were going well in the economy, interest rates were low, and there was more cash around, and people used it wisely. Didn't matter what race you were, things got better. So one of the things that went up was home values shot up. With fewer opportunities to spend money during lockdowns, many people paid down debt and boosted savings. Between 2019 and 2021, the median household's net worth increased 30%. This is from a new report out today from the Pew Research Center. Okay, so this is really part of where I want to concentrate, right? What made household wealth go up during the pandemic? What was it? It was people paid down their debt and boosted their savings. That is what did it. Let's fix that there real quick so everyone can see. That's what did it. Low debt, boosted savings. Okay, so remember, if you have money in savings and investments, but you have debt, that offsets your net worth. So if you have $200,000 in savings, but you have $150,000 in debt, well, that $200,000 cushion is nice to probably pay on that debt. Your net worth is only $50,000 because you've got to offset your assets, and you take your assets and you got to subtract your liabilities. So by paying down debt and boosting savings, this added to household wealth. It goes and breaks it down by race, but once again, we're looking at the asset classes here. And then it goes on again to say here, for most American households, a home is their primary asset, with 62% living in homes they owned in 2021. The home ownership rate was highest among white households, followed by Asian, Hispanic, and black households. House ownership accounted for 2/3 of the median household's net worth. Okay, so regardless of the race, home ownership was part of wealth. Now, I see a lot of these new gurus and old gurus, and there's some saying, oh, don't count your house as an asset or what have you. Okay? I'm not going to get into that argument right now, but those are generally people who want to sell you something that is not real estate. Real estate has been and always will be a asset class that the wealth invest in. It is a huge part of the wealth of all of the wealthiest families, individuals, and even corporations. For instance, McDonald's is not in the fast food business. They are in the real estate business. What's the most prime location, or one of the most prime locations in any town? Where McDonald's is at. Real estate, and real estate. Not only real estate, but real estate is the asset class of the wealthy. Go back to Europe. What made someone wealthy was if they owned land. And if they had land, then they could farm that land. They could have sharecroppers. They could have people working the land. raise crops. That's how dukes and duchesses and earls and all of those nobility classes were landowners. When we come to the New World, what made the Southerners rich? Now, this is not an excuse for slavery. This is just putting things in historic. They owned land. They had real estate holdings. So, real estate. Doesn't matter what your race is. People who have been able to sustain wealth they gained during the pandemic either had good financial habits before it started or developed those habits during it, said Nick Holman, Director of Financial Planning at Betterment, a financial advisory firm. Very key. Even if you are not literate, even if my parents didn't show me how to be responsible with money. Fine. Learn and do and practice. You're not a tree. You're not planted in one place. You can move, you can change, you can develop, you can get better, and you can develop good financial habits. And the great thing about it is people had it before the pandemic started, according to this Wall Street Journal, or they developed it during. So a lot of people make excuses. Oh, the economy is bad, and we have lockdowns, and other people used it to their advantage. Isn't that interesting? Guess what? That's life. That's always life. There's whiners and then there's winners. And you get to choose which one you want to be. When the pandemic hit, let's end with this. Duncan Moore was 27 years old. He was making $18 an hour as a restaurant manager. He started getting stimulus checks, okay? We're not going to talk about the validity of stimulus checks, if they were good, if they were bad. If you got them and you used them wisely, it was a good thing. And that is what Duncan Moore did. It was a significant jump in his income. He paid off thousands of dollars in credit card debt, got his laptop fixed, and started an emergency savings fund. Then what did he do? He purchased two houses with a business partner. He flipped them and he boosted his savings to $15,000. And he has since bought more homes and plans to rent them out. My life is significantly better than it was before. So let me just plant the seed in your mind. The asset class that helped a lot of people is real estate ownership. But what they do if they didn't have real estate to get into a better position? Who got richer? Let's go back to the first paragraph of this Wall Street Journal article. And it tells us right here, home value shot up, but it was also people who paid down their debt and boosted their savings. And that added 30% to median household net worth during the pandemic. Make excuses or start developing good habits, and that can help you get to your wealth. Now, I know houses are very expensive right now. Interest rates are very high, but that doesn't mean that you still can't sacrifice and pay down debt and boost your savings. What are your thoughts? Please put it down below.